My name is Carl Lohren, and I'm here representing One Move to Better Golf. I'd like to discuss today the uphill lie, the downhill lie, the ball above the feet lie, and the ball below the feet lie. And we're going to start with the uphill lie. When a player is playing a ball off an uphill lie, most people say to play the ball further forward. I say, no, you shouldn't do that because most people do not have a professional weight shift to the left. And they hang back. It's tougher to shift the weight up the hill. They hang back and hit it fat or pull it. So if anything, the ball should be kept in the same position as it normally is in the stance. Or if anything, maybe move back a little bit. But that's an aggressive change. So at least stay with the ball in the same position. And you'll find that you hit the ball first more often and you won't hang back and pull it as much. Secondly, when an uphill lie, people say that you're supposed to slope your shoulders with the slope of the ground or tilt them with the slope of the ground. I disagree with that. If you have a proper address position, your shoulders are already tilted correctly, which is about a 6-inch tilt. The right hand being 3 inches lower than the left doubles the shoulder tilt. And the right shoulder is approximately 6 inches lower than the left. If you have that slope, that tilt on level ground, then when you come over with the ball, when you're shooting an uphill lie, you are tilted enough to hit the golf ball. You've still got your same 6-inch tilt and you're tilted. You don't have to create more tilt that changes your alignment, changes your spine, changes your weight distribution, changes so many things that you're now almost reduced to a beginner to try to hit a shot that's not necessary. Okay, that's my first point. The second point is the downhill lie. Okay, when you're playing a downhill lie, the ball should be played probably back a little bit further in the stance, and to offset that, but when I say a little further, I mean about an inch, no more than an inch. Drastic changes in ball positions create drastic changes in tilt, in spine alignment, in where your arms are aligned, where everything gets thrown off. Okay, when you have a drastic change, about an inch is about all you need in a differentiation between a level and these lies. Okay, now when you're playing the downhill lie, the ball is back a little bit further, so you probably have to aim a little bit left because you may be getting to the ball a little bit sooner in your swing, and the club is still traveling a little bit to the right. So you have to aim a little bit to the left in most cases to offset that, okay? And that would be about the only adjustment. Your shoulder tilt should be about the same. You should not lean forward. If you lean forward, that's like they say to do, or put the weight on the left more, that raises your right side, puts your spine too far ahead, and all kinds of problems can come from that. You're out of position and you're not mechanically correct. So if you can stand mechanically correct on a level lie, you keep that same lie, that same 6-inch tilt, maybe move the ball back an inch in your stance, maybe aim a little bit to the left, and you shouldn't have a problem with the downhill lie. When it comes to the ball above your feet, okay, in that situation, you're going to get to the ball a little sooner. So you need to play the ball back a little further in your stance, maybe an inch or so, and maybe, let's say on a level lie, you'd be here. Well, when the ball is above your feet, you may move the ball back about an inch. And when you do that, no change in your weight distribution. I mean your tilt, or you just move the ball back an inch. You choke up on the club because you're getting to the ball a little bit sooner. If you don't, you're going to hit it fat and stick it in the ground. And you probably have to aim to the right a little bit because there is a tendency to hook the golf ball if the ball's above your feet. However, that doesn't always hold true. That depends on the person's individual swing. Now, let me add, people say the ball goes to the right on a downhill lie, and I gave you the prescription, aim a little to the left. People say the ball goes to the left when the ball is above the feet, and I gave you a prescription, aim to the right, choke up on the club, and move the ball back a little further. However, those tendencies may not be true in your golf swing, because your swing may not create those, or you may already be compensating for that mistake, and you don't need to compound that by allowing more aim to the right or to the left. Now, when you're playing the ball below your feet, which is the most complicated one of them all, okay? Hogan made a comment in Power Golf, his first book, that all golf shots are hit with the same posture. And this is where this is really important with the ball below your feet. When that ball is below your feet, there are 3 ways to lower yourself to the ball. If you lower yourself to the ball more by bending from your waist, you create a whole boatload of problems. You can't turn, your shoulders tilt too much. There's a lot of mistakes that happen, okay? So there's 3 ways of lowering the ball. You can lower from your waist, wrong. You can lower by bending your knees, wrong. Or you can lower by tilting first and getting the club on the ground. And even if you have to tilt a little bit more to do that and getting the club on the ground, then when you take your stance and you swing, you'll untilt. So the great players don't change their posture, because the great players really, like Arnold Palmer, he never changed his posture on any shot. Hogan, same way. They go to the golf ball in a preset first. They put the club down with lowering their right shoulder. You can see when I do that, I am not bending from my waist. I've lowered my right shoulder, and the major part of my back, from my armpit to my waist, has stayed as erect as it would be on a level lie. On a level lie, it's the same thing. Here I am on a level lie, and here I would be with the ball below my feet. It would be the same thing in here. Okay, so the armpit first, dropping the club with putting the weight on the right side and dropping, raising the left and dropping the right, so that you've gotten the club to the ground with a tilt. Now, when you take your stance, you can add a little knee flex and a little bit of waist bend. That happens naturally. So the problem here is not to get to the golf ball by bending more from the waist or bending more from the knees. Bend from the waist, you're going to go under and not make a turn. Bend from the knees, you're going to restrict your backswing. So it's very important not to reach that ball below your feet on either one of those devices. You reach the ball by putting your weight on your right foot, left foot behind the right foot, and you tilt more with your right shoulder. Now you have maintained an alignment right here. You have not bent. Your hip is under you at this point. Now when you take your stance, you add a little knee flex, your hips automatically back, and you've reached the ground by shoulder tilting, and you've got the same exact posture from the waist to the armpit and even up here as you had on a level lie, and you can make the same swing. That's very important in golf, to not change your posture on any one of these shots. Above your feet, below your feet, uphill lie, downhill lie, the posture, the tilt, the angle of the back, everything shouldn't be compromised, or you're starting all over and you feel like a beginner. I hope this helps you on these lies, and try it, and I know it will help you. Thank you.